All right, folks, welcome back to the TNT show. Um, March Madness is here. Bracket is live. If you want to, go ahead and comment um who you have as your team that's gonna win it all. Who's gonna take home that national championship this year? Uh, a very interesting field. We're just gonna get right into it. I'm not even going. I'm not even going. Dibble dabble.
Yeah, so let's start off. We'll just start off. Let's just start off. We'll just start off with the South. So obviously, uh, Auburn's what they're not playing. Yeah, they're waiting on to see who they play.
Yeah, we
Um,
got the first four. It's the first four in today.
yeah. So let's start there. Let's start there. So we got San Diego State, North Carolina, Alabama State, St. Francis, um, American, Mount St. Mary's, and Texas and Xavier. That's
Also,
who's
right off the
play.
bat, my bad. Right off the bat, just for everybody, obviously we can't keep up with every single one of these teams in here, so we're just giving our our best guess on a lot of this stuff. Haven't really had the time to research metrics and this, that, and the third. So this is purely us just kind of seeing if we can get it right. But as far as that first handful of teams, obviously these teams barely got in. San Diego State and North Carolina are two more interesting of the first four in because they're both like North Carolina is obviously a storied program basketball wise. San Diego State has made a name for themselves. So personally, I probably say more. I'm leaning more San Diego State in that game because North Carolina has really struggled to find an identity this season.
Yeah. So these are the first four. This isn't like part of the actual bracket yet.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna say probably Texas and Xavier will probably be the best game because that's the one I was looking forward to watching the most. Is that one aside from these other ones? They're little smaller schools. So
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I mean either way, one of them's gonna have to play Illinois. They'll have to play Ole Miss, Duke, and Auburn. So they kind of got the short end of the stick for whoever,
Yeah.
wherever they fall.
As a 16 seed, it's really hard. It's only been done once. It's really hard to beat a one seed as a 16 seed. You're just a lot of times you're gonna be overmatched talent wise. So
Let's just jump straight in. Let's just jump straight into it. We'll start with the South. So obviously we got Auburn. We don't know who they're playing yet. We got Louisville versus Creighton. We got Michigan and UC San Diego, Texas A&M, Yale, Ole Miss. They don't have an opponent yet. Iowa State, Lipscomb, Marquette, New Mexico, Michigan State, and Bryant. That's all that's in the South. Um,
honestly, from all the teams that you named, I think obviously the favorite is Auburn to come out of the South. I think for me, I think Michigan State is probably going to be the one to come out of the South. They're probably going to win the South. Um, I like Auburn, but in times you saw in some of their games in the SEC, which obviously was a very good conference this year, they didn't look like the best team. So I think Michigan State being an out of conference opponent, I think they can definitely win the South. Dark horse though, I'd probably say Texas A&M because Texas A&M did beat Auburn during the regular season.
yeah, yeah. Um, I think Creighton's going to make a run here. That's what I have them doing in my bracket. I have them beating Auburn in the second game.
That's a that's a good that's a good one right there. Creighton is a good basketball team. Older basketball team, more experience, played a lot of games with each other. So
But yeah, Michigan State's playing some good basketball right now. So I got them going pretty far. And then uh I got Yale upsetting Texas A&M game one.
hmm, that's a good upset though.
I'm looking at my bracket too. The other
Yeah,
ones I just kind of picked the favorites. Like Iowa State's a 15-point favorite over Lipscomb. So
yeah, but in March Madness, you see a lot of
yeah,
crazy
you
things.
never know. Yeah, you see these like we talked about. You see these like 13 seeds come out of nowhere and just make a run all the way to the like the elite eight or final four.
Yep.
In the East, we got Duke. Obviously, they don't have an opponent yet. Mississippi State, Baylor, Oregon, and Liberty. Arizona, Akron, BYU, VCU, Wisconsin and Montana, St. Mary's and Vanderbilt, and Alabama and Robert Morris.
Well, obviously, right off the top, Duke is projected favorite to win the East for good
Yeah,
reason. Uh, Good mix of talent and uh, veteran leadership with older players. Great
yeah,
team
they're going to be a
overall.
tough team to beat just in general.
Yeah, yeah. They got to stay healthy. They've had a couple of injury concerns throughout the season, so they just got to stay healthy. And I think they can make a run and take the East, if not the whole thing. Um, Duke fan, obviously, so I don't want to sound biased. So, but that's my honest, unbiased opinion. If they're fully healthy, it's hard to beat them.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Cooper Flag should be back, obviously. So
yeah. Now Alabama has looked really good too, but it depends on if they're hitting their shots or not. Obviously, if they're not hitting their shots, they're not a great basketball team because they
yeah,
struggle a bit.
I mean that
I
says
say
for a lot of teams.
true. That's true. Dark horse though, I'd probably say dark horse team is probably St. Mary's. St. Mary's is a really good basketball team, and they're out of the
Yeah,
West Coast Conference, which has been a really good conference in however many past tournaments. So I think this could be the year St. Mary's has one of those runs. Could
yeah.
be.
I think Alabama will make it. I think they'll get through. They'll get through the. They'll get through the first. They'll get through. They're going to make it to the Sweet 16 unless something just happens.
Yep.
But they should be able to handle Robert Morris pretty easily. I mean, they're 25-point favorites. So, my dark horse coming from the East is going to be Liberty.
Liberty.
Yep.
Interesting.
Then they're going to beat Oregon game one. They're going to make a little run. And I had Vanderbilt beating St. Mary's.
Oh, honestly, that's not a terrible take though, because like I said, the SEC is actually a solid conference in basketball this year.
Yeah. Jumping to the West, we got Florida versus Norfolk State, Yukon, Oklahoma, Memphis, Colorado State, Maryland, Grand Canyon, Missouri, Drake, Texas Tech, UC, Wellington, Kansas, Arkansas, St. John's, and Omaha. Now, I think this is the most stacked side.
Yes.
Aside, well. The West and the Midwest are tough. It This is going to be a tough bracket to get through. These two brackets right here are just top heavy teams per se. Starting off, I think Florida is going to win it all. I'll just go ahead and say that. That's who I picked. That's who I predict to win it all. It's Florida. Now they might get beat by Norfolk game one, but
I
I think they're going to win it all. I think they're going to win the championship.
Yeah, no, that made Florida is one of those teams you definitely don't want to play right now because they're peaking.
Yeah, these last two games they handled business by double digit points versus
Yeah,
two very good basketball teams in
exactly.
Tennessee and Auburn.
Yep, yep. I mean they've pretty much they
Or
pretty
not
much
Auburn, yeah, right? My mind just went blank. Florida played Tennessee and Auburn. I know they played Tennessee. Was it?
No.
Yeah, no,
Tennessee ended up beating Auburn.
they
They beat Alabama by about
yeah
20.
yeah they beat Alabama by like 20. Yeah, they rattled them because Florida's got one of the best that they got an All American on their team. He is good.
Yeah, I mean they have a very solid team. I mean, again, it's a team that's made up of
I
I
mean
think their team is
Walter
more
Clayton Jr. Yeah, he's been there for they're veterans. They're all old. Old.
yeah,
I
I
say
think
old. They're all
they're a lot
veteran
older. They're
players.
more experienced, yeah. So that
They
that
got a
again
very
that's the big thing.
they got that and they got a double roster. Their bench is just as good as their starters. So when they sub, they're just as good. They're hard to beat.
Yeah, they got a lot of depth. I mean, that's hard to beat when you got the depth that can come in and
I mean,
you
they
know.
come off the bench and it's like nothing changes. I think they probably have the best defense, in my opinion. I think so.
See, a lot of that's hard to tell in like basketball because you play in different
I
conferences,
mean,
so it's hard to say.
they suffocated Alabama and Tennessee. Like their
Yeah,
defense was just there really wasn't nothing they could really do to them. Obviously you got UConn, Oklahoma, Memphis, like I said, Colorado State, Maryland, Grand Canyon, Missouri, Drake, Texas Tech, UNC, Wellington, Kansas, Arkansas, St. John's, and Oklahoma. So my dark horse is
honestly,
going to be Arkansas. I think Calipari is going to kind of kick Arkansas back in gear. They've been playing pretty decent here lately. Started off kind of rough, but
I don't.
this
I'm
isn't
gonna
his
tell you,
first rodeo here. So
I got Rick Pitino and St. John's. I think they could win that region. Very, very good basketball team. They've been playing great. They got older players, a lot of experience. Um, and Rick Pitino, I mean, he's just a great coach.
yeah,
St. John's is in the like top 10 for the first time since like the 90s.
they're the number 2 seed. Yeah.
So,
So I got Arkansas and Missouri making a run.
oh, you
Missouri's been
all in
playing
on
pretty
the
good.
SEC.
Missouri and oh yeah, I am. I mean, I got other teams, but I got other teams on the other side on the Midwest.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all.
I mean, I think UConn's going to be Oklahoma. UConn will probably make a run. They got a very good basketball team. I'm just saying for Missouri's been playing pretty good, and I think Calipari's going to have Arkansas kind of. This isn't his first rodeo, so he kind of knows what it takes.
Yeah, UConn is one of those teams that could, if they play well going into the tournament, they could definitely peak during the tournament and make that run all the way to the national championship. We've seen it before.
Yeah. So, um, jumping to the Midwest, we got Houston, SIUE. I don't know who that is. Gonzaga, Georgia, Clemson, McNeese, Purdue, High Point. Illinois obviously doesn't have an opponent. Kentucky and Troy, UCLA, Utah State, Tennessee and Wofford.
Wofford.
Yeah.
Oh, Wofford.
My upset for this one, game one, Troy's going to beat Kentucky. Um, and Gonzaga's going to make a run.
Honestly, I think Tennessee could make a run and win this region.
Yeah, they got the easy side per se.
Yeah.
They don't have to get through Houston and Gonzaga because the winner of Gonzaga and Georgia play Houston.
But if you want me to be completely honest, I think Houston is going to win the region. They have one of the best defenses in the country, and
Yeah, they're hard to score on.
yeah, yeah. So that pretty much is what makes them such a good team. Their defense pretty much creates their offense. Transition baskets, loose ball turnovers, stuff like that.
Who do you think is going to win it all? I already said Florida.
In my honest opinion, and I'm trying to be unbiased as possible, I really think Duke is going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and they do got probably one of the best teams.
Because this is the thing, even when they can't score, their defense is so good, and they can go to many different. They can go to like different zones. They can switch
So
zones. Just
aside
go back to
aside
man.
from Duke, who would you pick?
Aside from Duke, I'd probably say, and honestly, I'm probably gonna go with a lower seed. I'd probably say like St. John's.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Aside from Florida, if I had to pick one, I'm gonna throw something crazy out there. Throw something crazy out here. Who's been making big runs here lately? Who's been playing good?
I mean, in all honesty, it's a lot of the
There's
teams
too
in the
many teams.
tournament. A lot of teams in the tournament have been playing really good. A majority of them won their conference, and a lot of guys came in on like big win streaks, unless they got knocked out of their conference tournament and somehow made the NCAA tournament. So, um, I mean, like I said, it's a lot of teams in that bracket that could make a run
Yeah,
and
they
win the
could.
whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Aside from
It,
Florida, I'm gonna pick just picking somebody. I'm gonna pick Gonzaga. Never know. Been a
yeah, like I
long
said, I
time.
mean,
Been a long time for them.
all you need to do is, well, not really. They went a few years back, I think.
That's what I'm saying. It's been yeah. It's been a couple years.
That was actually a good tournament when they went to the national championship. I think they played. Who did they play? They played somebody in the Final Four, and I think Jalen Suggs, their point guard, hit like a half court buzzer beater to win the game and go to the national championship. And then they got blew out by like 20.
Yeah. Didn't they lose to UConn?
I'm pretty. It was either UConn or North Carolina. It was one of those two.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much everything. We'll go day by day because it'll be or day by day, week by week, however you want to put it.
Yeah, it'll
Round
more
by
than
round.
likely.
Let me put it that way.
Yeah, that's better. I mean, realistically, same thing, week by week, round by round. Because you got obviously first round, and then you got the round of 32. Then you got the Sweet 16, and then you got Elite Eight, Final Four, National Championship, and then that's pretty much the whole tournament. So yeah, every week as scores come across, obviously, we're not going to cover blowouts because that's nothing to talk about. But obviously, big upsets, close games, lower seeds giving higher teams a scare. We gonna definitely, we're gonna have that for you.
Yeah, injuries, stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically the sum of it. But yeah, we will continue with round two. It starts Wednesday or it starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we will probably update. We will have updates as soon as probably all the first round is done. So and then we'll jump to the second round.
Yep. So next week, probably somewhere I'd say around the time this video or uh audio drops, it'll be somewhere about the same time.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for me too. Again, in the comments, comment who you think's gonna win the tournament. Let us know who your dark horse or Cinderella is, and we'll catch you on the next episode.